Tip my hat, they played clearly a better game again tonight. We were not in any rhythm on the mound, at the plate, and they clearly have a lot to do with that. Can't really explain or find the rationale for how it just felt different and out of sorts. I don't know if the trip and the awkwardness of that and some of the things that go into coming back across the country may have impacted it a little bit, but not to the extent that I saw. I thought North Carolina, the walks again mounted, and you have to do things properly to walk. Like your pitch selection has to be on point, and their recognition of what was going on was clearly better than ours at the plate. And again, we stacked so many different mistakes throughout the course of the pitch sequencing and a couple of little things on defense that good teams seem to take advantage. We have done that in these two games. They have done it, and we had no answer in the middle part of that game. And Joey hung in there like he was containing himself in the outing. Might even been the second inning. I think he got the punch outs on some good up fastballs, but it was constant traffic. The pickoff throw, change of momentum there. Just not crisp, sharp, rhythmic baseball like we've seen our crowd play for the bulk of the year. Our relievers, we were trying to get that first guy. I'm not sure that we did it. Rowan did. He was fired up about it. But clearly we continued to allow them to separate, and it was really insurmountable when you got to the later part of the game.
So game coming up tomorrow obviously is huge. You guys can punch a double bye with a win. So did you say anything to the guys, or do you plan on saying anything that will prepare them, I guess, for this big day?
I haven't talked about it. Like, they know the importance of that and the rest of the things that go into a series like this. This is 2 series in a row here with top 5 teams, so there's a lot at stake. They'll be better tomorrow and ready to go, and it's just unfortunate that you have to endure those sort of performances when you're in the position that we were in walking in to play the series at home. So that'll be something that's on my mind, whether I make a big deal out of it for them. Every game we play is a big deal. You try not to add things that are really out of the boundaries of what you can control. We just haven't played crisp enough and sharp enough. So I've got to find the right mechanism to get them going, and maybe that's one of them.
What do you think? What is it about? I mean, it's a hard question to ask, kind of the mentality of this team. It feels like when this team gets behind, sometimes things can get really out of hand.
It has happened, and that's tricky to unpack that one. And we feel it, and we actually talked about it. It seems like sometimes it gets from 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, so we've had some weird games like this. And we have done it the other way too. And the execution of what's going on and the concentration and the focus on task at hand is the only way to try to hold it or chip away and regroup and get back into it. And I don't sense that there's quit or anything, but when you're looking at how the separation has occurred, you do feel like, man, what is the rationale behind those games becoming so lopsided? And I don't have a great answer, other than the only way to get back into this is better execution on the mound, better quality of at-bat, and the sound athletic defense that we usually play. If you do that, the lead will stay where it is, and you'll find yourself working back into it. So I think they lose their concentration a little bit. If I had to pin it on one thing, that's what it seems like it is. They get frustrated. They don't feel like they should be in that situation, and a little composure stuff at times, and getting back to what matters the most, which is the execution of the game.
You feel like it's easier or harder to come back the next day from a loss like this?
I can't say that I could give you an easier or harder. I can't.
Do you have confidence, I guess, that they will be
Yeah,
able to
I don't worry.
this
I don't worry about that. I worry about the way we played. I don't really worry about their readiness tomorrow. I don't. And if you lose a 1-run game in the 11th inning, those can be difficult too. This was a mess, and I know that. And it's not fun. It's not fun for the people who are here to watch it. But the next competition is its own, and I don't think for these guys it holds serve once you get into the next one.
so much of the offensive success, a lot of the guys in the lineup like to ambush. I mean, walks aren't really the biggest part of this offense. When you're not walking at all, when the offense is really struggling to string together consistent, do you maybe try and preach more patience or working it counts, or is it you don't want to take them away from what they are?
Well, we always preach that because you don't know when you're going to get a good pitch to hit, and there's 7 or 8 things that we work on and talk about and how you approach each one of the pitches, and you do go through peaks and valleys with it, and that was the case last year. And we have guys that are a little more reckless, and we probably lost when you look at maybe a Tibbs or a Marco. There were some more deeper at bats, and each team's got its own unique personality, and the home run has been a big part of our offense. Not necessarily because you're trying to do it, it's just the physicality of the guys and the power, it's part of it. So it's a constant discussion and teaching point that we have, and it's something they work on every single day. Now, application in game and pitch recognition, I mean, that's why guys in the big leagues are getting paid a lot of money to be those middle of the lineup type bats that recognize left and right-handed stuff, off speed, manage good velocity. It's not easy, and I know there have been some cases in the last few days we've made it really look hard, but sometimes you go through some of those.
It also feels like they've made every play of the field.
They play great
Tough
defense.
plays.
Great defense. They play great defense. And you can metrically look and see that's a sound, solid defensive team, but they've played as clean as you can play.
Do you have any thoughts about how the atmosphere has been this weekend?
Outstanding. I thought it was as good as you could ask for. And we didn't give them a lot to really get fired up about, honestly, and that's unfortunate because the place was rocking and they were into it from the first inning. So you heard for the people that came and had a chance to watch this weekend, and it hasn't gone our way. But that is also part of it. When you play 50, 60, 70 games, there are going to be some that are not pleasant, unfortunately. And these two haven't been.